Challenge accepted. Both teams' huckers have been complete. Our officials for today, Ryan McLean is the man in the middle. Former club player, he played over 210 games for his beloved club of Parramatta Plympton. His assistants are Alex Wood and Dan Jacobs. Conditions today, it's a warm day with a slight northerly breeze, but perfect conditions for free-flowing rugby. This is a Sideline.live production in partnership with Honey Sports. This first 15 pre-season traditional. Kings taking on Scots. Scots founded in 1916. Headmaster Graham Mule, and King's College founded in 1925, and their headmaster is Simon Lamb. Scots are kicking to the eastern side of Scots College number 1 here, kicking towards the Seatoon end. Kings will receive the ball heading to the airport end of Scots number 1. Stage is set. Good crowd in today. Mumu to get proceedings underway. McLean to his whistle. Watch on, time on, and we're underway as Mumu keeps deep just short of the 22 far touchline. It's well taken there by the Kings player as Kings advance outside their 22. Murray back to Doyle. Look for these Scots forwards to put the pressure on. They had a fantastic game in the first half against Lindisfarne, the Scots forwards. They really caused a lot of damage. Took them until the second half to get going against St Kitts as first penalty of the match as Kings are penalised for offside play. They're in front of the kicker there. So a kicking opportunity here for Scots. Or they may elect to kick for touch and go for the line-out drive, which was an effective weapon for them in the second half against St Kitts last week. Which they have gone for that option, and they will have the line out 15 metres outside Scott's try line. Manu Latu to feed the line out. His line out throwing was spot on last week in both games. It's a good take there by Sione Latu as Scots go to their work. Look for the power-hungry Fraser Harding and Fepulahi to get the game going as Kings College looks for the turnover. But they've been guilty of side entry at the breakdown. That's 2 penalties against Kings College so far in this game. Stewart was looking for the quick tap, but he was off the mark, so he'll kick into touch, and he'll be a line out 5 metres outside Kings' try line. So Kings really putting the pressure on there at the maul post the line out. Luttery throws out to Aidan Christians. The effort aimed at the college. It's an AFL route. This is his second year in the first 15. It's Scots, but it's been a turnover. Excellent work by Kings at the maul yet again. It's a slight charge down by Eric Lawson. It's the Lottie scramble. The Kings have managed to come up with the pill. So Lawson's charge down almost was effective. It's another rush kick there by Doyle. And Scott's got it back. Here's Lawson. Lawson gets round 1. Looks to brush off 2. He offloads it to Mataeli. Mataeli had a strong tournament last week in the Presbyterian Quad Tournament here at Scots. Particularly in that first game, he was a weapon. Here's Tima Smith, the 50 caps for Scots today. Mumu out to Locateni in the 8 jersey. Centre field straight in front of the post in the 22. Scots applying the pressure early on here. Hoping to get off on the right. After a good start as they were a bit slow off the box last time. Advantage being played as there's a high tackle. High pass to Smith, goes over the top to Mumu. Mumu looks to take it down to the ground. No advantage is played, and so we'll come back for the high tackle in front of the posts. The Scots last week opted to go for the scrum in both their games in this position, so this time round they have decided to go for the 3 points. Tane Mu'u is the first five of the kicker for Scots today. And he's built up quite the CV in his short career, of course, as well as being a promising rugby player. He's been part of the Black Sox program, softball program. He's represented baseball sides. This week he was one of the finalists for the Hutt City Sports Awards Young Sportsman of the Year. That ceremony is towards the end of May. And the penalty kick is successful. So the score here is 3 points to 0. Scots over King's College. So Scots going back to their game plan that worked effectively well against Lindisfarne. Of course, in the St Kitts game last week, though, were a bit slower at the box and tried to match St Kitts at their own game. Manu Leleua with the restart, which has gone out on the full into touch, so it's an unnecessary error for Kings, and so Scots will have a scrum on halfway centre field. Now, of course, the first scrum of this game, let's have a look at the front rows. Fraser Harding, Manu Latu, and Rana Fepuhili. Now, this front row, of course, has got serious damage, and look for them as the season goes on. And this the Wellington Premiership will cause a lot of damage. It's going to be a key weapon, particularly in wet conditions. Here's an interesting one for you. Bradley Fafita, Siano Puliga, and Sam Power, the front row for Scots. Here's Sam Power, his father, the ex-national MP Simon Power, is the chairman of the board at King's College. Referee McLean looking for stability at the scrum. That's why the first one has been blown up. Scrum platform stable. Stewart feeds in. It's a powerful return by King's College, and the penalty's been awarded. So the Scots scrum capitulating under pressure. And Kings delivering the goods at scrum time. Now that was just epic power, and key to that there was Sione Peluga, who is extremely strong, the hooker, controlling the base of the scrum as we will have a line out for Kings outside the 22. The southern end of the #1 ground here at Scots College. Score is 3 points to 0. Scots over Kings. Scots go for the line out, quick line out, and that's gone to Sid McDonald. Easy take as Scots didn't contest as they bring the ball in into the maul. Pearson. That's for the gap. Here's McDonald. McDonald trying to get round. Excellent tackle by Scots. Here they go through the back line. Here's Doyle. He gives it off to Leatoa. Leatoa through. Alatini. Alatini brought down, and a suspected high tackle possibly by Aidan Hammond. But Trey Alatini really showing how quickly he can be a menace, particularly fast on his feet. Of course, Trey Alatini, the son of All Black Peter Alatini, played down here for the Hurricanes and Wellington Lions. And his mother, Megan, of course, is the former singer from the band True Bliss. For those of you who are old enough to remember that. King's ball with a line out. Drive for the work. Latu. Good charge. And that was excellent work there by Scots College. Latu in particular, right in the thick of the middle of that maul there. So Scots will have a line out 5 metres outside their own try line. They take it quickly. Good take by Adam Christians, but Scots earn the free kick as Kings were closing up the gap at line out time. They tap it. Here's Mumu, he kicks it straight downfield over the top. All Blacks as well for Scots. All Blacks include likes of Victor Vito, Peter Umanga Jensen, James McCormick, Chris Tregas, And for Kings, well, they've got a number of All Blacks. Of course, they've had Peter Alatini, Ali Williams, Josh Ioane, Angus MacDonald, great Ian Kirkpatrick, the great Ian Kirkpatrick, and also James Parsons. Hands in the ruck is the call there from referee McLean. So Manu Leleua with the kick into touch as it narrowly avoids the commentary box and hits the tree as a whole potent of dust comes down. Murphy to Doyle. Big charging run by Osefa as he goes 10 metres towards the 10-metre mark inside Scots territory. It's an untidy ball, but Doyle's there to tidy up. Kings get to the work. Here's a darting run down the touchline by Tuilagi. He offloads it off to Alatini. Here's Alatini darting through to score the first try. First try for Kings today goes to Troy Alatini. He's got footwork like his father. That was a fantastic try by Kings College, and key to that was that pass out to Tuilagi, who darted down the side, offered it off to Trey Alatini. And Alatini, well, there was no way anyone was going to stop him. Score 5 points to 3, kick to come. Now this young man here, Francis Manoleaua, now this man is an impressive player. Earned his cap while playing for Otago. That's his 14th game. He scored a try against Christchurch boys and kicked the kicks in that game. He was instrumental in that win over Christchurch boys. And he's a year 12, so he's still got another year in the first 15. Version successful. Score 7 points to 3. Kings over Scots, and Kings, of course, striking back that impressive try. Scots College is some other notable old boys. One recently of late, Dr. Ashley Bloomfield, faced the pandemic during 2020. Stephen Adams plays his trade in the NBA. And for Kings College, well, they've had the Marshall twins used to play cricket for Northern Districts and the Black Caps. Of course, Douglas Myers, the famous New Zealand brewer and philanthropist, and KJ Upper, who makes his trade in the entertainment industry in America. Yep. So this wind has picked up here in the last few minutes. Not surprising, being in Wellington. Scots line out successful. Aidan Christian is the key go-to man there. Good run by Tima Schmidt. 50 caps to the young man today. Kings guilty. Breakdown yet again. Breakdown of Fridgman. Getting out to Lawson. Lawson with the out to Payano. This man against Lindisfarne was dynamite, and he's dynamite here if this run is a hard man to bring down. Born in Verona in Italy. The Scots go through their work. Here's Latu. He's a giant of a man. He's still got plenty of growing left in him. Stewart held up in the tackle. Kings holding him up. An excellent turnover by Kings. Fantastic work there by Caleb Pearson. Ripped it off the Scots player. Monaghan out to Alatini. Alatini gets past the winger. Gets it out to Ayatoa. Kings is passing his flash. It's flat. Good drive by Fafita. Murray knocks it back out to Manu Leaua. He keeps position. Scott rolling over the top, but they couldn't quite get the ball. Doyle. Scott pass around the back line. There he goes. Seth McDonald. Seth McDonald brushes off one. Tries to brush off Lawson. He gives it out to Doyle. Doyle. He's going to go and score King's second try. Fantastic work by Kings. Catching Scott snapping. That was a fantastic charging run by Seth McDonald. He brushed off one Scots player tried to cross off Eric Lawson. Lawson managed to hold on to him, but McDonald was able to offload the ball and get off to the first 5. Doyle. And he sailed under the post and scored. King's second try, 12 points to 3. Conversion to come. Quarter hour gone. Kings 12, Scots 3. And just the last 5 minutes, Kings have struck back big time. Francis Manu Leaua. Second conversion attempt. Study of concentration. Strikes. And that is successful. The score now is 14 points to 3. Kings, 2 quick tries, extending out their lead. Now, of course, King's College last year didn't really get much game time due to the level of the August cluster. The 1A competition was put on hold, but they technically are the current champions because they won the 1A competition in 2019. They went on to the top 4 at Palmerston North, and they narrowly lost to Hastings Boys High School in the final. Now, the first 5 that day for St Kings was a man called Aidan Morgan. Now, Aidan Morgan is down here in Wellington. Made his debut for the Wellington Lions last year. Plays for the Marist St Pat's Club. They are playing on the top of the table clash in the Swindale Shield competition today. They're playing against Old Boys University, and that clash is a massive game. And of course, they're going to play that game at Wellington College today. Fubali lifted up in the tackle and belt down. There's the pass out to Lawson. It was low, but Lawson managed to knock it back. It's been picked up by Christian, so well tied it up. Eric Lawson, of course, his injury hit last year, but he's been on the side for the last 3 years. He's also playing the wing as well, but the ball has been knocked on by Tina Schmidt. So Kings will have the scrum, centre field, 13 metres inside Scots territory. It's First 15 traditional brought to you by Sideline.live in partnership with Huddy Sports, and we're fantastic to be able to bring you this game today. Of course, we'll be covering most of the competition games here in Wellington this year. First 15. 5 minutes away from here, Rongotai, the 2 St Pat's schools, Town and Silverstream, are playing a game of free halves against each other today. Here's Manu Leaua. He's a hard man to bring down. He managed to get around 2 players. He's 4 metres short. He's reached out and scored. What a fantastic try by Francis Manu Leaua. And Kings now have 3 tries. He can kick the goals, but he can also get the tries. Francis Manu Leaua is a giant of a man. He's only year 12. But the midfield is causing serious damage. And Scots don't have the answers for how to bring him down. Travelled almost 40 metres to score that try. It's a fantastic run. And now he looks to convert his own try. He had a fantastic game against Christchurch Boys High School 2 weeks ago on their South Island tour. They won that game 22 points to 14. Christchurch Boys in Christchurch. It's a tough place to play. Speaking about Christchurch Boys, they played Waimea combined in the Christchurch competition. They won that game 71 points to 8 today as the conversion is unsuccessful. Scots 19, Kings Over Scots, 19 points to 3. Supporters here stunned by this impressive display by the Kings backline. Moving with the short restart this time. It's been well taken by Latu. He seems to be the good target man for Scots. Stewart marshalling the troops, gives off to Makatui. Here's Lawson, juggles with the ball. He's been brought down, a solid tackle by Osefo. And he's been penalised for holding on. So, not everything's going well for Scots here today. A bit to address midway through the first half. Kings kick to the southern end of Scots. Line out. 5 metres outside, Scots 22. Now, Kings, of course, have won the 1A competition 17 times in their history. Here's another good darting run by Kings. This is Osefo. He's a hard man to bring down. They haven't brought him down. He's scored again. It's another driving try by Kings. Now that's the second time a player has been failed to bring down. And Scott's caught napping again. 24 points to 3. And this is looking pretty ugly for Scots College at the moment. So Jarius Osefo with the try scorer there. Off the back of that set piece on the line out. He managed to get around at least 5 Scots players there. He reached out and scored King's 4th try. Lucky it's not a KFC commercial. Manu Leleua strikes the ball. He's got 3 from 4 off the boot today. 26 points to 3. Kings over Scots. Well, the Scots forward pack really haven't got going in this first half. They had that early opportunity right at the start, but since then it's all been Kings College. Well organised machine. Their coach Mark Kenny, of course, is the head coach. He used to coach the Auckland coach as well. Scott Palmer, the assistant coach for Kings, played for Italy, test level, played against the All Blacks in the 2003 Rugby World Cup. Ooh, that's a massive hit there by the Scots player on the Kings player. It's a box kick from Murray. But that's gone out in the full, but referee McLean blows his whistle as he has an assistant referee report from Alex Wood. Now, Alex Wood has been in the wars this week. He has a story about him. Damaged his head in a machinery accident. He's got a cast on and stitches and everything. But he's out here today. He's an assistant referee. So not even a big open gash in his hand can stop him from being involved, as Scots have a player being put to the sin bin as that big hit was illegal. It was just the use of the shoulder, no use of the arm. So Scots, well, it gets worse for them now. They're a man down. Just trying to figure out who that player was. That was the halfback Mary Stewart, who has been sin bin for 10 minutes. Pilliga, quick line out throw, but referee McLean plays no advantage. There's a free kick. Numbers at the line out is the call. So Kings go for the scrum on the 10 metre mark. Now Shay Clark is captain, one of the co-captains for Kings today. Now he's been eyed up by the Hurricanes. He was part of the Hurricanes development. They're eyeing him up to be part of their program. We might need some players in the Hurricanes, finishing last in Super Rugby. And he scored a vital try against Christchurch Boys a few weeks ago. As I got offload out to Manu Leaua. Doyle tried to get the pass out to Alatini, but he couldn't get it out. Murray over the top to Clark. Scots marshalling around. They're a man down. They're hanging on for dear life. Murray out to Doyle. Doyle at the Fita. Manu Leaua gives it out to Leatoa. Leatoa will just sail in. The Scots defence opened up like the Red Sea. And Leatoa crosses the line to score Kings' 5th try. 31 points to 3. So the defence for Scots has been exposed, their discipline has been exposed, they're a man down. And Kings are just piling on the points. Showing their favourite tag heading into the 1A competition. Now they play Already College on the 22nd of May to kick off their 1A campaign. And of course they play in what is known as one of the best traditionals in the country when they play Auckland Grammar. 10,000 people go and watch that game. There's been some many famous stories, including Sam Reid, the fullback for Old Boys University here in Wellington. He played for King's College at first 15, and now he got caught on TV in a very bad goose step and was turned into a viral meme on Facebook and Instagram. Version unsuccessful, so the score stays 31 points to 3. Manu Leaua, 3 conversions out of 5. A try to his name. He's really put his name in the books early on for man of the match. Scots get play underway. Tane Mumu goes back to the tactic of kicking into the 22. It's been knocked back by Shay Clark, but excellent pick up there by Monaghan as Kings march over their 10 metre mark as they approach the sponsored Land Rover halfway line. Ball still there for Kings, but ball managed to get out before referee McLean called unplayable. There's a big driving tackle by Lokatui. And Kings have been penalised. Ruck has been formed and the Kings player committed an act of hand to the ruck, so that's not allowed. So some breathing space for Scots. Only a matter of minutes left in this first half. 31 points to 3. Line out on the 22 at 7 end of Scott's number 1. Latu with the feed. For the this time to go over a top to Lokeni. After charging in, Scott's on the 22, but the ball's been lost in the tackle. And that's Seb Pearson with the turnover there. But Scots have got it back. There's Latu. Out to Lokatui. Scott centre field in front of the post. Hammond, high pass over the top to Mataele. The flag has gone up. Mataele's legs have touched the chalk. But referee McLean is going to allow the line out to happen for Kings. Gulagar gives it out to Shay Clark in the line out. Good take. So Matuele nearly scoring Scott's first try, but his legs run around like a flying pelican into touch. It's a high pass has been picked up by Callum Coburg, playing on the wing today. He can also play fullback. Sione Latu drives toward the 5 metre mark, centre field. Mumu acting as halfback, gives it out to Lokene. Here's Christians. Hayden Christians dives over and scores. Christians scores the first try for Scots College. Scots 8, Kings 31. Well, Scots needed that try to get some momentum and some positive feeling back in their game. They've done that with a man in the mid. Hayden Christian, the try scorer. Second year in the first 15, year 13. Kicked in South Africa. He toils hard, you can see that. He worked extremely hard for that try. His favourite subject is history. Kenny holding the ball down for Mumu's conversion. Strikes the ball into that wind. It's unsuccessful. Score remains 31 points to 8. Some confidence back in Scots play. They get back to doing that work using their forwards well. Then they'll be able to get back to this game. They did that in the second half against St Kitts in the Presbyterian final last week, where they were down 21-7. So I do expect Scots to come into the second half and respond well. Play gets back underway. It's well taken by Tima Schmidt. David Hammond. Here's Eric Lawson. Lawson with the offload to Paino. Paino, the tackle by Seffel. Slow ball for Scots, but they've picked up and drive through. That's not Kenny. Christian's playing back to the halfback. Gives left to Sione Latu. Scots. Centre field. Moving out to Tima Schmidt. Next defence is very hard to crack. Latu again with the charge. Darius Osefa for Kings is involved in almost every tackle. There's a high pass out to Aidan Hammond. Getting the dancing feet on. At that time, he's been guilty of hanging on, so that's an excellent turnover by King's College. There's the captain, Shay Clark, with the vital turnover there for Kings. That time, Aidan Hammond just went away from his support players, and Clark was strong enough to get over the ball. And the turnover. So Kings kick downfield, over line out, 12 metres outside Scots try line. And the amount of minutes left here in the first half, 31 points to 8. Kings almost in the exact same position where they scored their second try of this line-out drive, as Varnish has been played against Scots College. A line-out infringement. Callum Murray, high pass to Doyle. Doyle up to Maraua. Skip pass over the top. Tries to give it out to John T. Willis. He's not tall enough to get that pass, but there was a Varnish being played from the line-out infringement, so referee played. Double blast with the whistle to talk to Scots. As Stewart returns to the field of play. He's just been given a reminder to make sure he uses his arm in the tackle. Kings are called for the scrum. Now really the momentum in this game swung on that first scrum of the game. after the Kings player had kicked the ball on the restart to touch. The Kings scrum just absolutely demolished the Scots front row. And since then, the Kings have dominated this whole first half. And here's that scrum goes again. Really difficult to bring down. Murray gives it up to Vaho Doyle. Pearson hanging the ball around in one arm. Comes out to Kuliga. Kings to centre field. Inside the 22. They drive forward. This drive from Kings as strong as Scots have managed to pull for the turnover. And they're under real pressure here as Kings being guilty. Side entry at the breakdown. Scots tap it quickly, trying to catch them off guard. Here's Coburg, but the pass has been ruled forward. Referee McLean has signalled a forward pass. Scots that time just a little bit too excited. So Kings will have a scrum inside the 22. 31 points to 8 here in this first half of this first 15 traditional, brought to you by Sidewinder Live and Cuddy Sports. Next Saturday is the Transit First 15 Festival, hosted at Jerry Collins Stadium. Top 4 teams from Wellington Premiership go against the 4 teams from the Super 8 that are inside the Hurricane Zone. Scots, St Pat's Town, St Pat's Silverstream, Rongotai College. Kings go through, and that's another easy try for Ali Leatoa. And it's another fantastic set-piece scrum try. And that was almost like a training paddock session, that one. Score now 36 points to 8. Manu Leleua, the conversion attempt. And that is half time here at Scots College. And Kings have sailed down for the city of sails and have shown Scots how to play rugby. 38 points to 8. Kings over Scots. Will be back in 5 minutes.
Run. Oh, shit. Oh, they're trying to kill me.
Welcome back to Scots College. Half time finishing up here. Kings 38, Scots 8. Well, we've been it's an impressive display of rugby from Kings College. Scots not having any answers to this damaging attack, but what's been key to Kings is their fast ball, particularly from the set piece, but their midfield of Manu Leaua and Ali Leatoa. Now these two have just been causing serious damage, and the man in picture right here, Francis Manu Leaua, well, he's also the goal kicker as well, and he gets played back underway for the start of the second half. What can Scots do? Well, they've just knocked the ball on at the restart, and that's what they don't need. It is Sione Latu, who actually had a strong first half for Scots under all pressure, and that time there he's knocked the ball on, which is unfortunate. So Kings will have a scrum on the 22-15 metre mark. They're playing towards the Seaton end of Scots College. Scots heading towards the airport end. It's a beautiful day here in the capital city. Now 16 degrees. Wind's picked up slightly, but the wind in the first half really did favour Kings. It definitely is worth roughly about 10 to 15 points in a free kick against Kings. Unbalanced in the scrum as Scots take it quickly. Not enough players there for Scots, but they managed to just hang on to the ball. Just lacking numbers as Kings are very fast there, and it means a good strong run from Fraser Harding. Stewart, who was simping in the first half. The ball there. Gives the ball out to Mumu. Mumu to Lawson. Lawson has tried hard, but not having it go his way. This Kings defence has really muscled up to this Scots side. And Eric Lawson, well, he's holding on to his shoulder. He's picked up an injury by the looks of it. So fingers crossed for Eric Lawson. He's a horrid run of injuries, particularly last year. As the Scots players gone to touch, so it's a Kings line out. 12 metres inside their own half. Lawson appears to be playing on for Scots. It just seems to have possibly been a singer, but we'll see how he goes as the game goes. Here's Osefo. Oh, he's just absolutely smashed a Scots player. And that Scots player, which is, of course, Tane Muru, just hit the ground, and referee McLean, in the interest of health and safety, just called the game, called time straight away. As Mumu just hit the ground unconscious. Almost. He's not looking 100% as he tries to get up. But fantastic work by referee McLean. Bringing the play to a close as they can attend to Mumu's well-being. Now, those of you who don't know what that colour card is, well, it's blue. The blue card signals a head injury in the game of rugby. It's played at all levels of provincial rugby up until you get to the professional level, which of course is what we call the Bunnings NPC now. And so that's a mandatory stand-down of 3 weeks, followed with visits to the doctor and monitoring. And that 3-week stand-down is vitally important, particularly with the awareness around head injuries now. So we wish Tane Mumu all the best on his recovery. So he's got a promising CV ahead of him the rest of this year. Eric Lawson has also been substituted. His injury has not recovered enough in time, so Zion Tia is on the field for Scots in jersey 21. And we're also just going to find out who the other player is that's come on as well for Scots College. Appears to be Kaya Brunning. Big test for Kaya Brunning. Of course, he came on in the second half at St Kitts last week and played pretty well, but this is a different scenario. Trailing 38 points to 3 on the scoreboard. Is that been a scrum by Scots? Here's Manu Leaua, who brushes off Stewart, and he's darted down 40 metres, and Aidan Christian hanging on like anything. And Manu Leaua still going, he's got to the 22. Well, this man is just unbelievable. We'll look for that young man's name on any team going forward as Kings outside the 22. They allow 2 hours pass out to Osefo. At that time there, Sid McDonald couldn't hang on to the ball, so he's knocked it on. So Scots will have the scrum feed, 10 metres outside their own 22. Score 38 points to 8. There's another full-time score from the Christchurch competition, which has been renamed the Miles Toyota Championship. Marlborough Boys High School 31, Mid-Canterbury combined 0. And in the North Harbour First 15 competition, Massey High School have lost to Whangarei Boys 22 points to 20. So Whangarei Boys coming up for the W up north. Of course, Christchurch Boys had a big win today too, posting 70 on the South Canterbury combined side. Wellington competition kicks off here in just over 2.5 weeks' time. The draw for that won't be announced until all the grading games are done. Of course, we know who the top 4 teams will be in the competition. Scots, 2 St. Pat's and Rongotai, and of course they're playing in the transit competition. Also with that is Palmer Smith Boys High School, Napier, Hastings and Gisborne. Now of course Gisborne Boys High School is the longest of journeys, roughly about a 7-8 hour drive. Some fantastic players that come from Gisborne Boys High School. Just recently, Hurricane Isaiah Walker and Leah Weary has been going up there and doing some work. Here we go. Ball is not found touch from the penalty. And Tuala gives it off to Manu Lealaua, who offloads it to his midfield partner, Leatoa. Leatoa, this is a strong try against Kings last week. Against Crushers Boys, I mean. Also on the Warriors' radar as Kings go for their work. Tuala gives it off to Shay Clark. Shay Clark with the high offload. It's been picked up by Osefo. Ball's been knocked on, but advantage has been played as Scots have been penalised for offside. And Kings are called for the scrum. 5 metres outside. Scots is 22. Scots appear to be making substitution very soon. More score updates. Westlake Boys have beaten Oberra College 33 points to 8. And Madarita has beaten Rangitoto College 25 points to 19 as the pass was forward from the scrum for Kings. So Scots will have a scrum. Time off has been called as the substitution is happening now for Scots. That is the afternoon done from Sione Latu, who has been a very strong first half. It's been a real workhorse for Scots, but today hasn't really worked too well. It appears that is Paddy Blackburn coming on the field with headgear. We'll confirm that very soon. Scots get the ball out. Running. High pass out to Hammond. Hammond brought to ground, but he's knocked the ball on the ground as soon as he hit the deck. The ball slipped out of his hands. And so Kings will have another scrum. And Scots finding it really hard to get outside their own half here. Making a number of vital errors. I'm grateful to the Scots College Rugby community for allowing us to come down here today and stream this game for you. Bringing you this game live on Sideline.live in partnership with Huddy Sports. Also the start of junior rugby here in Wellington today. The young kids, particularly those 5 and 6, playing their first ever game of rugby. Hope you enjoyed your morning. Future All Blacks possibly in the years to come. Scott scrum. Callum Murray taps the ball in back, goes in. Scott's holding up. There's Leatoa. Gives it out to Door for high pass over to Tuala. Tuala tries to get round Coburg did well in the tackle. Scott's penalised as Aidan Hammond off his feet at the breakdown. A legal play of the ball. Nova Doyle puts the ball into touch. Scott's line out. 8 metres outside their own try line. Kings will have the throw. Kings being free kicked for jumping early, and justifiably so, because that man was up there for a very long time. Scots that ball taken quickly. The charging run there by Tina Schmidt in his 50th game. He's added Christian. Scored Scott's only try so far this game. Here's Hammond. Hammond out to Tia. Scots finally over halfway for the first time in this second half. Kenny advances over the 10-metre mark. Stewart goes for the pass. He throws it straight to a retreating Kings player, but that retreating Kings player is not penalised. And here's Tia darting down the sideline. Actually, that's Rupini Mataeli. And fantastic try by Scott, scoring the first try of the second half. 38 points to 13. Well, they've been stuck in their half for most of the second half. And they tapped the ball out of there quickly, and they managed to get it over halfway. Matueli with a fantastic try. And he just glided over for a very easy 5-pointer. 38 points to 13. Version to come. This is a new goal kicker now. Scots. Version unsuccessful. Tia, so the score remains 38 points to 13. Kings still in a commanding position. They probably have left about 3 tries out there in the second half so far. Scots scoring the first points of the second half. Manu Le'Le'ua gets play back underway. Christians gets the ball and knocks it back. Gives it off to Tina Schmidt. Just outside the 10-metre mark. Stewart heading for the penalty, but the penalty's actually been awarded against Scots for holding on. So Kings have the penalty. Le'Le'ua has been involved in everything for Kings College today. Kings line out. 2 metres inside the 22. Caleb Pearson had to reach over, get that ball for the line out. Here's Manu Le'Le'ua inside the 22. Good background tackle by Scots. Doyle brushes off Hammond. He brushes off Tia. He gives the ball out to John T. Willis, but the ball will travel forward from Doyle. So Kings getting another try slip there. Now, Navajo Doyle, this first 5, he's got a lot going for him, and you can see why he can glide past defenders easily. He's involved in his touch team. You can tell by those dancing feet how quickly he can get around defenders. It's a key weapon for Kings College, this exciting backline that they have. Tui off the back of the scrum. So Scots continue to go through the phases of moving out of their own try line. They are playing into this wind, which is ever picking up the pace. Here's Hammond. Hammond wrapped up by Willis. Scots 10 metres outside their own 22. McKinney. They're all going through the breakdown, can't get through. It's a jumble pass, but it's been knocked on by the Scots player. grab to Puligat. He's been wrapped up high. Scots have wrapped him up. Yeah, entering for the turnover. The ball comes down. Is it there for Kings? No, it's not.
Nice one, Eden.
Excellent defence by Scots College. And Ada Christian yet again involved there. Now this young man is having a fantastic game and a losing effort, scoring first try for Kings, but he's been involved heavily on defence. And there's a number of changes for Kings College, 4 players coming on the field. Callum Murray's afternoon is done, along with Jonty Willis. And Caleb Pearson and Matthew Monaghan, the locks from Kings. The machines that they are, they've had a strong game in the locking department and they're having a well-earned rest.
Big scrum, boys, let's go!
Ruben Faltoa is on the wing for Kings College. Jersey 21, Jack Elliott is the scrum half. Cody Makatui off the back of the scrum again. Gets tackled. Clear releases the ball and goes with it again. Tina Schmidt. Scott still trying to get outside their own 22. Aidan Hammond started to build up in the second half. Scott's having a lot more possession of the ball, haven't had quite the territory, but they're looking after the ball a lot better than they did in the first half. Stewart passes out to Brunning. Brunning's still going, but Doyle wraps him up. That's a good pass from Makatui. Makatui looking for options. He's got either on either side, but the Kings defence holds him down. Coburg, 2 metres away from the line. Kings over the top of the ball, watching for the turnover, but they haven't got it. Only a matter of millimetres away from the line of Scots College. Try's been awarded. Scots score their third try. It'd be like a forensic scientist to see who scored that one. But Scots are over for their third try. 38 points to 18. Still trailing on the scoreboard. That was McKinney with the try there for Scots College. McKinney, a Year 12 student. This is our third year in the first 15. He's previously played hooker as well. So great versatility. Stewart's conversion well and truly to the right hand side of the post, so the score remains 38 points to 18. Scots the scoring in the second half, 2 tries. And that one was sheer determination and hard work. They travelled right down from their own try line at the other end, worked their way down to Kings half. Kings yet to score. Play restarts. Fraser Harding, the catch, goes forward outside the 22. High tackle against Fafita. Scots look to take it quickly again. They've got momentum on their side. Tima Schmidt, the 50 cap man. Scots really, they found their energy. They go for a series of offloads, but referee McLean has picked up a knock on. So, Kings College, no tries yet in the second half. certainly butched a number of opportunities. Scots, though, playing with a bit of structure, a bit of ball control, and they've been rewarded with 2 tries. Reset scrum as a few new players from both sides have come onto the field. Jack Elliott feeds the ball. Strong scrum from Kings. It's off to Leatoa. Leatoa, he breaks the Scots defence. This is a good run. He smashes into the 22. Can he go all the way? No, he gives it off to his winger, Tuala. And Kings strike back. Score their first try of the second half. 43 points to 18. And that's another set piece try coming off that strong platform scrum just short of halfway. The pass from Elliott to Leatoa, who sailed almost the whole 50-metre length. He managed to get the pass off before he was brought down. He gave it off to Tuala, who scored his first try of the traditional. Tuala had a strong game against Christchurch Boys High School at the second week of holidays. He's been rewarded here today with a try. Now, Francis Madu Leaua. This is his 15th game today. He's part of the Peart House at King's College. Speaking about other famous New Zealanders that come from King's College, Sir Keith Park, an old boy of King's College. He was the RAF commander during the Battle of Britain in World War II. Version unsuccessful. Score 38, points to 18. That might just be the appropriate margin for victory here for Kings today. That Scots being stubborn and not relenting. Kai Brooding kicks into the 22. Manu Leaua decides to play a game of force back and force Scots back into their own 22. Here's Paolo. Gives it off to Mate Elliott. He tries to kick it through, but it's been well picked up by Alatidi. Elliott fumbling with the ball at the back, and referee McLean has picked it up. Just a bit too energetic there was Jack Elliott, scrum half for Kings. So it'll be a Scots scrum, 5 metres outside the round 22. It's a substitution happening here for Scots College. As that appears to be Rupini Matailia's afternoon done. He's going to try to his name. And he's had a bit more involved in the second half. As Will Lambie has come on the field. Scots. .38 points to 18 here at Scots College. Kings in the lead. Impressive first half by Kings. They were ahead 38 points to 8 at half time. There's Brooding. Gives the ball out to Zion Tiatia. Tiatia. Good run. 10 metres outside the 22. Scots really working this Kings defence. Ball's been knocked back by Brooding. Referee McLean said no, there's been a knock on. So Kings scrum inside the 22. Now all you people that enjoy your satire, believe it or not, the late John Clark, an old boy of Scots College. Now he's mostly famous in New Zealand, satire history, for his portrayal of Fred Dagg. He's an old boy here of Scots College. And all your football fans out there as well. Sarpreet Singh, former Wellington Phoenix player, now plays his trade at Bayern Munich. He's also an old boy of Scots College as well. Elliott feeds the scrum. Ball off the back to Leatoa. Manu Leaua gives it off to Doyle. Doyle over the top to Alatini. Alatini tries to bend down. He's just short of the try line. Doyle playing halfback. Elliott there to tidy up. Veterao was there. To Doyle. High pass out to Manu Leaua. Here's Ali Leatoa. And this is going to be a fairly easy try for King's College. As Shay Clark, the captain, sails through and rounds the corner and scores another try for King's College. Well, the keys there is Doyle will hit the first receiver for King's College. He's instrumental in this back line. But it's also the midfield of Leatoa and Manu Leaua who are really making this Scots team having to work hard on defence, and having those key personnel in your back line really does help. .48 points to 18. Manu Leaua with the conversion attempt. If successful, will bring up 50. He strikes the ball. Unsuccessful, so 48-14. Or 48-18, I mean. Rodney gets play back underway as he kicks into the Scots 22. It's been well taken by the try scorer Clark, and Clark charges forward straight into Fraser Harding. Elliott out to Doyle. Doyle gives it out to his midfield dynamites. Leatoa gives it off to Alatini. Gets a kick through there by Fautua. Scott marshalling back on defence. Aidan Christian acting halfback with a good run. But he's been held up with a tackle by the Kings player. But he's still going, but no clear release is the call from referee McLean. So Aidan Christian with the hard work to earn the penalty there. Scots go for the quick tap.
Good work, Scotty.
Good tackle there by Scott Gray. Referee McLean, another penalty against Kings. This time against jersey 20, Seb Sewer. Now, Seb Sewer is the son of the famous cricketer Murphy Sewer. So some more sporting royalty and history emerging out of King's College. .48 points to 18. As time is off as we look for spare rugby ball around the place. fantastic take by Aidan Christian in the line out. He's been dragged down, and so there's penalty advantage here for Scots as referee playing towards the penalty, quickly taken by Stewart. Bronning wants to pass off to Tima Schmidt. Scots 10 metres outside Kings 22 at the airport end of Scots College. Aidan Christian, well, he's everywhere for Scots today. Another penalty against Kings College. That's 3 in a row. They're going to have to be careful. Tima Schmidt taps it quickly. Scots into the 22. They're 15 metres away from the try line. It's a good, powerful run. Aidan Christian with the ball in hand again. They're 10 metres away from the try line. Another penalty coming up for Scots. Parker. Centre field. Rodding. It's off to Tia. Tia, since he's come on, he's been a hard man to bring down. So he brushes off at least 3 Kings players there. 7 metres away from the try line now. Tia working hard. Aidan Hammond acting at first receiver. 5 metres away from the try line now is Scots College. Here's Tima Schmidt. Tries to reach the line, he's just short. Penalty awarded against Kings. Quick tap is taken. And the Kings defence is there as the ball has been held up over the line. And appears to be, there's been a knock on there. And so Kings, their defence holds out. And they've earned themselves a scrum 5 metres away from their own try line. Score 48 points to 18. Elliott feeds, strong scrum from Kings. Manu Leleoa brushes off 2 players. Fafita, the charge towards the 22. Elliott out to Doyle. Doyle kicks towards the touchline. He's inside the 22. And that is full time here at Scots College. Kings have beaten Scots 48 points to 18. Really the damage was done in the first half where Kings ran riot. Well, it was 38 points to 8 at half time, but headed to Scots, they fought back. And the score, they scored 3 tries in their efforts, but unfortunately the margin was too great at half time. And Scots also lost some players to injuries early in the second half, so full time here at Scots College. Kings, with the perfect preparation for the 1A competition, have beaten Scots College 48 points to 18.